What do you get when you cross South Park, drug dealing, and video games? You get Schedule 1, the indie game that came out of nowhere, beat out Assassin's Creed Shadows in sales on Steam, and turned a solid developer into a millionaire overnight. I'm Tony from Deep Dive Gaming, and today we are going to break down the rise and potential fall of the chaotic drug empire simulator called Schedule 1. The reason you've heard of Schedule 1 is that it went viral. Every gamer's feed was filled with streamers playing the drug dealing simulator. Content creators recorded themselves making wacky products, getting into scraps with the police, and expanding their criminal empire. It was mainly because of mob mentality that Schedule 1 became as popular as it did. YouTubers like Jacksepticeye and Penguin Zero's gameplay videos of it accumulated millions of views, while thousands of TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and Facebook Reels were being made by lesser known creators, hoping to catch some of the audience that were watching the bigger fish. The first time I ever heard of this game was through my Facebook Reels. It seemed wacky, it seemed fun, and most of all, it seemed as addictive as the product you deal out. And addictive is putting it lightly. The gameplay loop is simple yet fun. It keeps making you want to come back for more. You buy the material you need to grow your product, then tend to its needs by doing things like cutting it, drying it, watering it, before eventually selling it yourself or passing it on to one of the many dealers you can recruit. The addictiveness of the game loop comes from the experimentation. You can combine several legal products together to enhance yours. Want to throw some batteries in with your snow? Sure, go right ahead. What about just a splash of horse juice in your crystal? Why not? After all, we're drug dealers, not missionaries. Screw the ethical implications. The more money you can make, the better, because there are a few things you can buy in Schedule 1. You go from a lowly street dealer getting around on a skateboard to a full-on drug kingpin, driving around in whatever vehicle you want. Along the way, you'll also buy businesses to launder your cash and locations to upgrade your criminal empire in this wacky little town. But it's because of the gameplay that the developer behind this game was facing a potential lawsuit. Schedule 1 isn't the first drug dealer simulator out there. This would have to go to the game Drug Dealer Simulator. And the publisher Movie Games took issues with Schedule 1's success and announced that they were looking to potentially sue the developer behind Schedule 1 for copyright infringement. I haven't played a Drug Dealer Simulator, but by looking at the trailer, you can tell that there are some similarities. But was that enough to warrant this kind of response by Movie Games? My honest opinion is no, because drug dealer simulators are now a genre, so it's obvious that games that belong to that genre are going to share similarities. This is the reason why we don't see Microsoft suing every other survival crafting game, even though they now own Minecraft. Thankfully, this potential lawsuit didn't go anywhere, and in fact had the opposite result of what Movie Games was hoping for. Because thanks to this lawsuit, Schedule 1 became even more popular. Angry gamers were going over on Drug Dealer 2's Steam page and leaving negative reviews, while Schedule 1 was getting a lot more sales. It got so bad that the developers behind this game came out and said, "Hey guys, we didn't know anything about this potential lawsuit. Now, whether you believe that is up to you." Even though Schedule 1 is already a massive success, it's still only an early access game. Tyler's Video Game Studio has been adding content to it, some of which is content that fans have voted on. We've seen new buildings getting added, along with a storyline featuring a rival cartel. There's also been smaller updates which saw things like the inclusion of a pawn shop. Unlike many simulator games that just get released for a quick buck, they are a dime a dozen over on Steam. It seems that Tyler actually cares about this game, and I cannot wait to see what the future of it holds, even if the game doesn't gain as much popularity as it once had. The fall of a game is a natural part of its life cycle. Very few games maintain the popularity that they had close to their launch, and unfortunately, I think the same thing is going to happen to Schedule 1. At its peak, the game was seeing close to 459,000 players online at one time, and now it sits at 10,000. 10,000 isn't a bad number for an indie game, especially when you only have one developer behind it, but it's still nowhere near as close to 400,000. The reason we've seen this fall off is because of a few reasons. One of which is that the streamers and content creators who are making the game go viral have moved on to different things as content creators do. And the other reason is that everyone's done everything that the game has to offer. What is there to work towards when you've bought all the cars, all the buildings, have recruited all the drug dealers, and have the entire town addicted to your supply? The answer is nothing. It's something that happens with every video game. But for a game like Schedule 1, there is a potential comeback. That comes when it exits early access. People who pick the game up for its virality will come back to see what exactly is new. And once streamers see the game getting popular again, they're going to start streaming it, lesser known content creators will follow, and the cycle will repeat. But what do you guys think? Will Schedule 1 ever reach its peak again? Do you think that its glory days are long gone? Let me know down below, and be sure to smash that like, subscribe, and notification bell for more deep dives like this. I hope all of you have an amazing and wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.